Man, how is everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm getting my phone out. I want to walk you guys through something real quick. I spoke today on Facebook and Instagram both. I did some posts about how to block porn on your iPhone. Now, I don't know exactly how to do this on phones other than the iPhone, but I'm sure they have similar ways of doing it. So I've got my iPhone opened up. Let me just show you kind of how we did it. First, let me give you the background. I had a guy named Alan Higginbotham mention to me that they had somebody in their group, their men's small group that meet at his house, make mention that he had handed his phone to somebody and said, here, and they set a blocker up on his phone to block porn on his phone, which I thought was what a great idea. From there, kind of what happened was a guy named Jason Foster caught me after church last Sunday, and he said, hey, we're going to have a porn blocking party at our small group. I said, that's pretty cool. So anyway, I go to the small group, and a couple of guys are going to do it, and I tell Jason, I said, man, I'm in. Let's do it, you know. And so he gives me his phone, and he takes my phone, and we go into it. And let me just kind of walk you through how to do it. It's just a real simple thing. What you're going to do is if you have an iPhone, you're going to go to your settings. And once you go to settings, you're going to go down to what's called screen time. I'm hoping you can see that. So you click screen time. When you click screen time, it's going to pull up the screen time page, if you will. And from there, there's content and privacy restrictions. It's right there. You're going to click that. Once you click the content and privacy restrictions, what you're going to do at that point is you're going to make sure it's turned on, make that the content and privacy is turned on, and then you click content restrictions. Now, if you'll notice, I can't get to my content restrictions, and why I can't is because Jason has a passcode. So here's what would happen is if you already have a passcode programmed into your content restrictions, you're going to have to give that passcode to the buddy that you give your phone to. He would type in the old password, and there's a spot on there where you can change the password. He's going to change that password to a password he knows. I'm putting it's a 4-digit number, and I'm putting the same one in every phone that I actually have the chance to commit to purity. And so what they would do is they would change the passcode to a passcode they would know. They would go into the content restrictions on that page, and they would restrict web content, where you can't see adult websites. You know, for me, it was a big wall, sorry. For me, I restricted music and everything. Everybody's phone that I'm messing with, I'm restricting every area where you don't need any of that sewage no matter where you are, what you got going on. Once they set those content restrictions, all they got to do is close this thing out, hand you back your iPhone, and guess what? You can't get into this stuff anymore. Now, let me say this. When they change the password or set up the password on this for the very first time, maybe you don't have a content restriction password on yours yet. If they have to set that up, it's going to ask for an Apple ID and a password for that Apple ID so that you can recover this password for the content restrictions if something were to happen to your phone. Your buddy who is setting the code needs to put in his Apple ID and his password for his Apple ID to set this up for you. So this right now, as far as we can, kind of discover here, I don't know about any of the other phones. I don't know about Samsung or any of the other, Google phones or whatever. But that's how you've got to do. So it means that both of you probably have to have an Apple phone, or you both have to have Apple ID so that they can set up a passcode for you. Now, the opposite could be true. You could, I guess you could put in, you could put in a random password number, but with your Apple ID and your password for your Apple ID, you could always go back in and retrieve that yourself. This way, there's no way that I can get this content unlocked on my phone. There's no way to get to it. And so it's just fabulous. And I know that there's some problems because it just really is for people who are Apple users. But I guarantee some of you smart folks out there could figure out how to do it otherwise. And what I'm saying do, because I think this is a great challenge, because when Jason caught me on the parking lot of the church, he said, man, we're going to porn block, our phones. I thought, how cool is that? You don't have to have a problem with porn to do this. Let me tell you why, because this just takes away temptation and anything else. It's just a great thing to do. It empowers your brothers too. So when you block that and your buddy blocks the porn off of your phone, I'm going to challenge you to take a picture of it, share that, talk about what you did. You took the porn block challenge, hashtag porn block challenge. You took the challenge and challenge other guys to do it. Call them out if you want to. Call them out and say, hey, look, here's the cool thing is that if you need somebody with an Apple ID and somebody that's willing to, and somebody that put the code in your phone, if you're close to me somewhere, hand me your phone. When you walk past me, if you see me in the store or out, toss me your phone, your iPhone, and I promise you, I'll hook you up, brother. I'll set you up where freedom can be right there at your doorstep. I'm excited about the prospect of what would happen if this goes viral and we have a whole bunch of men that are no longer hamstrung by this sewage that is just distorting the minds of men and debilitating them to be everything that God called them to be. And so I'm excited about it, and I pray that you'll do it. I really do. I challenge you, if you're watching this video, I challenge you, man or woman, I challenge you to do this. And by the way, I have no problem setting up these same parameters on a woman's phone. If you say, hey, would you mind doing this to my iPhone? I'll do it. I don't care, man, woman, teenager, whatever, you name it. I will certainly be willing to do that, and we need to be doing that for each other. But let's see how many phones we can, disable this sewage from. Man, it would be just really, really incredible. So anyway, if you have questions, comments, and if you figured out how to do the other phones, you know how to do that, put that comment in the description of this video. Let us know, man. Make a comment, say, hey, here's how you do this one, or whatever. We'll take that. We're not certainly not IT professionals, but we're just men that are desiring to help other men walk in purity, and we want to walk in purity. All of us do, and so it's kind of our desire. So anyway, that's it. That is the hashtag porn block challenge, and let's block this junk, off of these phones. So anyway.